Well, today's live broadcast only began after all the climbing was done. A group of 5 riders leading the way down the long descent of the Lautaret. Sean Quinn, yesterday's most combative rider, with Joël Nicolau, who was in the break on stage 1, Louis Fafaka, Camille Bonheur and Mario Aparicio. Nicolau becoming the virtual king of the mountains over the early climbs. The riders heading into the final 100 kilometres of this long stage, with just over a minute separating the 5 leaders and the peloton. And nobody had been dropped from the main bunch, meaning the sprinters would also be in the mix for the stage win, despite nearly 3,000 metres of climbing. With Lidl Trek once again setting the tempo, the peloton soon caught up to the breakaway. The last man to accept defeat was Aparicio, who's making his Grand Tour debut for the Burgos team.
He doesn't want to be caught by the peloton. He'd be hoping that a couple might jump across at some point, sooner rather than later.
Well, once Aparicio was caught, one of his teammates countered. Sinué Fernandez, another Grand Tour rookie who was already on the attack on stage 2. Nobody else fancied joining the 25-year-old, with the mood fairly relaxed in the peloton. No major stress today for the race leader, Jonas Vingegaard. Lidl Trek are still plugging away as Fernandez pulled around 30 seconds clear. Well, he spent 35 kilometres alone at the front, but the peloton brought him back before the intermediate sprint. This was 2 for the price of 1, with some riders chasing points and others eyeing up the bonus seconds, notably David Gaudu. The Frenchman had a chance to move ahead of Vingegaard and take the red jersey if he could finish inside the top 3. Lidl Trek leading out for Pedersen.
It's Mats Pedersen who opens things up. Ethan Vernon right on the wheel, as is Jake Stewart. But David Gaudu isn't going to get there for the bonus seconds.
Well, Gaudu was forced to settle for 5th place, so no change in GC. Pedersen looking strong as he outpaced Vernon and Stewart. Well, just after the sprint, another rider decided to go on a solo jaunt. This time it was the French time trial champion, Bruno Armirail. The decathlon AG2R man pulling around 45 seconds clear, but there was never any serious danger for the sprint teams. They soon began to get themselves organised, eating into the Frenchman's advantage.
Well, Bruno Armirail, he waves goodbye. A valiant effort from the Frenchman from Decathlon AG2R Le Mondial. He's being hunted down by a fast-moving peloton.
Well, very fast-moving indeed. The sprint team's really kicking things up a gear as they approach Voiron, where there'd be lots of changes in direction and some tricky roundabouts. Ultimately, though, it would come down to another bunch sprint.
Mats Pedersen up towards the front. Moving forward now is Fabio Christen of Q36.5. He's wanting to try and challenge for a stage victory. Plancard on the front. He takes the sweeping left-hand turn with 350 metres to go. Philipsen locked right in the wheel right now. Look at the Belgian. He sits second wheel. He's going to be challenged by Ethan Vernon. He's going to try and go early. Ben Turner's trying to come round inside the final 200 metres. We move forward. It's Philipsen who's got the commanding position. Ben Turner's coming through the centre. Ben Turner, the British rider, is going to take his Grand Tour stage victory.
An incredible moment for Ben Turner, who wasn't even supposed to be at this Vuelta. He was hooked from the Renewy Tour last week to replace a sick Lucas Hamilton. Now he has a first Grand Tour stage win, coming hot on the heels of a first World Tour win in Poland.
Yeah, it was a crazy week. Like, the team really believed in me, and I went to Renewy, and then they said they needed me. So, yeah, of course you say yeah. I mean, I do anything to race these races, and just the last few weeks has been incredible, and also like what all the boys did today, and Kwiato, like just unbelievable in Poland and here. And for sure, all the results I had the last weeks wouldn't be without him, so it's just amazing, yeah.
Well done, man. So well deserved. Enjoy it.
Big Ben timing it to perfection to beat Philipsen, whose lead-out man, Plancard, finished 3rd. Still no joy for Lidl Trek, though, with Pedersen down in 6th. Well, Godou did end up with the red jersey thanks to a better finishing position than Vingegaard. Tomorrow he will wear the leader's jersey of a Grand Tour for the very first time. There was some measure of consolation for Pedersen as he recovered the green jersey. The Dane has a slender lead over Velon and Philipsen. Nicolau is the new king of the mountains with a 2-point lead over Quinn. It's the first time that Caja Rural have led this classification in a decade. And Juan Ayuso is still the best young rider, although Valentin Paré-Pantre, who was second this morning, has abandoned the race due to illness. Tomorrow we'll be back in Spain for the all-important team time trial around Figueres. Join us then, and thanks for watching.